for your life. Singles and married, joy for your life. Singles and married.
Hello. Does being single and independent, being a woman and being really independent, stop you from getting married? And are you a married woman who your independency is actually maybe causing problem in your marriage? Well, that is what we're going to discuss about today. Today, we are going to discuss with Pastor Chris, and we are going to look at whether how an independent woman or being independent can actually impact our abilities to get married, or those who are married, is it causing a problem in your marriage? Well, you've got so much to learn from today and so much to gain. So just come in and join us and actually look at some of the things could be causing problems in our marriage. And those who are single, is it stopping you from getting married? Find out the secrets to that question. Now, I would like to introduce you to Pastor Chris Ojubade.
Hello, thank you, EJ, for having me today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pastor Chris, for being here today.
Okay.
This is a wonderful opportunity for us as women and being in the 21st century world.
Okay.
And some of the things that some women might be struggling with, and they might not even know that this might be causing a problem, both in a marriage and also for those who are not married yet, how we might be causing that to stop from happening.
Yeah. It's a serious issue. I agree with you. It affects both the singles and the married, And unfortunately, in this century, in this era, we have many independent women, many, if not more independent women than men, as it turned out to be. So it's a serious issue. I agree with you.
Yes. So, Pastor Chris, with that in mind, would you, because it's not only affecting married, single women, but I think it's also something may also be affecting married women, that they might be so independent and it could be causing problem in their marriage. And
it's a major cause of frustration in marriage. It causes separation and divorce as well too. It's a serious issue. It affects the society in its entirety. It affects everybody. It's a serious issue. Yeah.
Well, with that said, I'd like to welcome everybody to the masterclass today of the marriage class. And I welcome you, and I hope you're going to participate and join us in this amazing discussion that's actually is really dealing with the everyday life that we might not think about. So please join in, get your friends to join in. Those who you didn't think about inviting, invite them, because they can learn something. And we are also going to ask you to make your comments, share, let us know that you are here. Also, let us know where you are coming from as well, which country. I'm sure this is all over the world, and I want you to really participate. This is an interactive session, and it's an amazing session. So please join us, send in your name, say hello, let us know where you are watching from, and really be active with us today. And we're going to go right into the question: does being an independent woman stop you from getting married? Send us your message, send in your comments, and Pastor Chris, over to you.
Yes, I think in even though it ought not to be, but unfortunately it stops many people from getting married, and it's something that affects both men and women. Some men don't want to get married to an independent woman. And some independent women do not want to get married again. because they're independent. So it ought not to be so, but unfortunately, it affects the marriage institution in this era. You know.
Wow, that is actually one of the scary things. But then, if we take one at a time, so do men actually like independent women?
I think that most men
Mm,
in this era, you know, may not want it. You
mm,
know, a man that is not well-to-do, that is struggling financially, may prefer an independent woman.
mm,
If not for any other thing, she wouldn't disturb him for money, But most wealthy men may not be interested in them.
mm,
But personally, I don't think the marriage has to be judged by how dependent or how independent a woman is.
mm,
I believe that an independent woman can make a good wife,
mm,
and a dependent woman can also make a good wife, and an
mm.
independent woman can fail in marriage. Likewise, a dependent woman. So it has nothing to do with dependency or independency. But unfortunately, we have this wrong notion about it, and it's affecting the institution so much.
Yeah, that is. By the way, those who are watching, really send us some, some chats in there and let us know where put in your comments. We really are, welcoming that. So really get in there and let us know where you are calling from again. This is a fascinating subject because there's so many women that are out there and are single. And some of the questions that they ask is that, I've got a job, I have my home, I have been trained to be independent and to be able to provide for myself, simply because I have no option. I'm single, so I need to learn to provide for myself. But then when I meet a man, it's almost like he feels threatened by my possible success. So it's almost like, has it become a curse?
It's amazing. It's amazing because something that's supposed to be an advantage is
Mm,
being seen as a disadvantage.
yes.
Personally, if a woman is independent and she does well in her career, it should be a good thing. But unfortunately, it's seen as a bad thing. And I think it's because originally we had many women who were dependent on their husbands. That
Yeah.
was how it was in the past. But many things have changed in this era. You have more educated women than men.
Mm, mm,
If you go to a university, you find out that we have more females than men.
yes.
And when they graduate, they have better jobs. You have better placed women than men.
Mm,
And some women are very hardworking, reliable, So you find out that they make more money, than men, especially in some countries,
mm,
like India. We had a guest in this program a few weeks ago from India. She told us about the marriage system in India, how the women, are the ones that work. They pay the groom price. They pay for a man to marry a man, and they take care of a man. They work. The men don't work. Most men don't work in India. So,
mm,
so imagine what's happening in a country like that. Virtually every woman there is independent. Because if
mm.
you are not, no man would speak to you.
Wow.
No man will speak to you. And I've gone to other countries like Africa and some other countries, and it seems as if it's a curse when a woman, is hardworking and successful in her career. But it's supposed to be an addition, where it affects everybody. Even the women have. Some women don't even want to marry. Some independent women don't want to marry because they feel they are comfortable.
Mm,
But marriage is not about provision. It's because they're looking at just one part of the marriage, provision. It's not about provision. It's beyond provision. It's beyond provision, It's beyond provision. Eve didn't marry Adam because she wanted Adam to take care of her. No, that was not why she married Adam. On the other hand, the marriage took place because Adam needed a help from Eve. You
mm,
know, So, so a woman being independent, we make the help better. You know, we make it better. It will empower her, help, equip her to help her husband better, including with her finance and everything, you know. But it's a serious issue. And even many independent women are also scared, of the right man, suspicious of every man that comes their way, whether the man is coming for the money or not. Does this man truly love me? Is he coming for my money? So it affects, it has so much effect.
So, with that said, I really am interested in some comments from people who are watching.
Okay.
Sending your thoughts. Are you experiencing any challenges because of, like, maybe you're very well educated, you might have a really good job, you're quite ambitious, you're driven, you've had no option but to look after yourself. So you've always looked after yourself from a young child, and as a result of that, you've been very independent. Are you in a marriage and you find yourself that you're the main breadwinner in your family, in your household? Is that impacting on your relationship with your husband? Men, also, we don't want to leave you out. Are you, seeing maybe there's a problem with this with women? What's your thoughts on it? Join us, send in a message, send in comments, call us, participate with us, and really joining in this dialogue, because this is how we can actually move forward in actually building a really amazing and happy relationship, is by talking about these things, is speaking about the unspoken things. And we
Mm.
really have the opportunity to speak with, Pastor Chris Ojibade, and that will be an amazing thing to get your message across. So call in, speak to us. So with that said, Pastor Chris,
Mm.
now, how can is there anything that women can do about the situation they found themselves in, that being independent? What can we do?
Uh, I think the best thing is, a woman you know, should not stop her career because she wants to get married, unless, of course, she's married and the husband says, don't do it, which they can talk over as a couple. But if a woman has the ability of making money, succeeding in her career, she should go on, make the world a better place. But she has to go, out of her way to become humble, because there's this wrong notion that the rich are proud. So the tendency that a man will see a rich woman as a very proud woman will be there. Unless, of course, the woman goes out of her way to be humble to the extent that people will notice that she's humble. If not, no matter what she does, people will not know. No matter what she does, they will think that she has pride because she's worthy, that she has pride. But if you go through the Bible, you find out that some marriages like that took place in the Bible, even though men were providing for women in those days. But there was this interesting marriage between David and King Saul's daughter. David was giving King Saul's daughter. King Saul's daughter was the richest spinster, richest unmarried woman in the entire nation. She was so worthy because her father was the king. Very pretty and worthy as well. And she was given to David to marry. David couldn't believe that. He said that he didn't deserve it. He said it, knowing where he's coming from. He was not rich, and he was a shepherd boy, a shepherd boy who was always in the bush, giving the king's daughter, King Saul's daughter. It's a typical illustration of the topic today. She could be seen as an independent woman who would be able to take care of any man she would marry because she was worthy, very rich, extremely rich, as the princess, and yet she married a man from a poor background, and it was a fantastic marriage, even though they were apart for a while, but they came back immediately. The king Saul died. The first thing King David did was to look for her and take her back. You know.
That's interesting. I've never really actually thought about that. That's situation with King David and
Mm,
Saul's daughter.
mm,
Because yes, she is a princess and coming from a very wealthy family, and
mm,
then marrying a shepherd boy,
mm,
which I think sometimes maybe this is some of the things that women who are deemed or seem as successful can actually um, at times overlook
mm,
somebody because they think, well, maybe they're not in my class. And
mm,
when maybe there is a lot more to that man that meets the eye. So,
mm.
in a sense, with that kind of problem lurking in the background for some women, how do you advise them? Because if a woman is thinking, well, I'm in a place where I'm very comfortable with my life, things are going well, why should I settle for less?
It's so common. It's so common in this dispensation, and I also think it's a problem on the woman's side, not on the man's side. You know, and like I pointed out earlier on, we have more educated women than
Mm,
men, and what that means is that if a woman decides not to marry, if a woman decides not to marry someone who is not as educated as she is,
mm,
it means that she's reducing the number of her chances of getting married. Because people who are as educated as she is, men who are single men who are as educated as she is, may not be many.
yeah.
If she now includes money, she wants somebody that's wealthier than her, then she's also reducing it again. And if she's very wealthy, then it becomes a problem. Because many wealthy men may not want a wealthy woman. That's the funny thing. Because they have enough to take care of any woman. So
Yeah.
so their focus will not be on wealth. But a man who is not well-to-do, who is still struggling financially, may prefer someone that is financially stable, so that he wouldn't need to struggle after getting married. Somebody that can help him come up. So it's a serious issue. This topic is deep. It's deeper than many people would ever think. It's a major issue. It's a major, major issue. And talking about education, it's so common, especially in Africa, amongst Africans. Many men, especially in Nigeria, in the eastern part of Nigeria, are not interested in education in the walls, the normal formal education. So once they finish the secondary school, they start business. They start business as well at once. So when you see them, they may not speak good English, but they are very smart. Extremely smart. Extremely smart. For them to even be rich, some of them are wealthy, very smart, because they learned from their business, from their trading, they learned so much. They learn the secrets, the tricks of business. They're very smart. Most of them are very smart, And unfortunately, many educated women don't like even associating with them, not even talk less of marrying them. They don't, even- they don't want to associate with them, talk less of getting married to them, and it's a serious issue, and funny enough, they like only educated women. Such men like only educated women. They don't want to marry women because they feel that they're educated, even though they don't speak good. And I don't blame them because English is not their first language.
Mhm.
I know they are smart. They know how to do their business, and it's just that they don't speak good English. They're not university graduates, but they are smart. So if we can take away this I don't know if I should call it bottlenecks. Find out that people will get married easily, both on the men's side and the women's side, because most women who are not married today, they have proposals. Not that they don't have proposals, they have proposals every now and then, but they don't like the people who come. And the reason is not something that is, serious. Maybe that it doesn't speak good English or it's not well educated, which I think can change. I call them variable factors because they're subject to change. A man that's not well educated can become educated tomorrow. A man that doesn't speak good English can learn how to speak good English. These are things that we can learn and practice. It's not something that cannot change. It's subject. They're all subject to change. If a person doesn't speak good English, he can learn if he's willing to learn. But that's if he needs it. If he feels he needs it in his business. If he's not educated, he can, get education. He can even do part-time or even learn from home. Depending on what he wants or how he wants it. So I don't think it's strong enough to stop people from getting married. Unfortunately, even men too. I know some men who are not married today because they feel that they see a woman they like, a good woman, but say she's not well educated. So it's vice versa. It's not just one-sided. It's vice versa. It's a serious issue. And it's affecting. We have a caller.
Okay, fantastic.
I don't know. It's not right. Hello. Hello, good evening. Please hold on. Pastor. Hold on, Pastor. Let me call you. Please call back now, please, so it can go to the system. Sorry, that was a... Yes. So click the call. Okay. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. God bless you.
Good evening. God bless you, Pastor. Tell us where you're calling from and your name, please.
My name is Pastor Favor, calling from Anambra in Nigeria.
Okay, Pastor. Okay, tell us your contribution, please.
This topic is very, very critical and very, very important, Pastor.
Yes.
It's a two-point thing.
Yeah.
I was a victim of it before I got married.
Wow.
As a single woman, I was working in a company. In fact, I was the account manager of a company.
Yeah.
And everybody around me was like, I was a child of God, a believer, in fact, ordained as a minister. But everybody around me kept saying, no, don't show off, don't buy land, don't buy a car, don't do this. It made me didn't invest my money wisely to the extent that I had to just lower myself. But I faced my family. I was just spending money. There was no plan for money because everybody felt, don't show yourself that you have money or you are doing what in a good place. So I remained at that level. Land, like in Port Harcourt, was like 50,000 naira a plot of land. My mind, there was nobody channeling my mentality towards that. And I eventually got married, and I married a pastor that had so much in quotes. And it affected us for the first 4 years. And I asked my husband, I said, in fact, let me cut it short. I had to resign from my job, go into full-time ministry, all because I want to marry, and I don't want people to say she's a career woman.
Wow. That was why you resigned. That was the only reason you resigned.
Yes, that was the only reason why I resigned at that period. And in fact, I had to cover up to tell people that, look, I'm going into full-time ministry. And that is why. But the bottom line was that it became a topic of discussion, even in my church. If you want to see this sister, come come by 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the night. She's so busy with her job. You know, so the thing was affecting me. I was already clocking 29. So I had to resign.
So did you resign before you got married, or was it after?
Yes, Pastor, I resigned before. In fact,
before you met him. Before you met him.
In fact, it was the resignation that prompted the meeting.
This is real.
Because everybody around me said, "Don't resign. You are a single man. Don't do this." But I needed somebody to talk with me. So that was how I met him. But cut the long story short, when I met him, I got another job again. I moved down to Delta State, got another job again, started working. But I discovered that he now said to me, he said, if you had all these things before then, I wouldn't have come.
Can you imagine?
So I started teaching others too. The same thing. But what I want to advise sisters now is this: be yourself. Be yourself, serve the Lord, and be humble. Like you said, Pastor, that humility is the issue. Most sisters have been, how do I put it? They have been, people don't understand, they misinterpret or miss. Because I have a friend, my chief mate, she's a bank manager today. She's about my age. She was my chief bridesmaid, and up to date, not married yet. Why? Because a very wonderful girl, very loving, good heart, good, but the insinuation of, no, she's a big girl. No.
As if she has done something bad by working hard.
Exactly, and you know, she's living in Lekki, she's living in a big house, a 3-bedroom, and she's driving a big car. So the notion has been. So what I want to tell sisters, be yourself, but be simple. Don't try to overdo it. Yes, because it's natural for people to think that way. Then for the brothers, please, you are missing God's blessing. So many sisters are wonderful. They have good hearts. They can make good wives. They are wonderful. So please don't miss God's blessing. Look beyond the physical and just choose the best and choose amongst the ones around you. She's a blessing in disguise. In fact, it affected me, Pastor. It affected me. Today again, I'm working again as a married woman. So what makes the difference?
Wow, that is so interesting. Thank you so much, sister, for sharing that with us.
At the place of work, what of your husband? My husband wants you to resign.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
he's the one begging you. Okay.
Yes, me, I'm begging. Say, okay, Daddy, please, I want to resign. To say, no, it's not time yet. Stay. So we discovered that there's just a confusion everywhere.
It's because he has come to know you. It's because he has come to know you. Realize that there's no risk. It's not undergoing any risk by you being a career woman. That is fact. It's good for the family. Exactly. It's not a disadvantage. But some men don't know that. Many people don't know that.
Honestly, and they are missing. So many of them are missing.
And it's probably because of how you behave too, your humility, your behavior. So you are seeing that you are not a proud person, you know.
That's why I'm begging sisters to learn, read the Bible, understand what the will of God is in every aspect of your life, so that the Spirit of God will direct you every time. And when you meet the brother, it's not a struggling thing. Pastor, it's a prayer point too.
It's a serious this topic.
It's a serious matter. I have a colleague close by, a wonderful girl. She has built 2 houses. She has 2 flats in Benin. She has houses in Bayelsa. Built, but no husband. They are running away because this one, she has built her. She has a car. This one will not respect man. And very wonderful girl with lots of wisdom.
I've seen many poor women who don't respect their husbands. There are so many.
Yes. That's the question.
There are more.
There are actually more poor women who don't actually respect their husbands.
These people today will reach so many, especially the men, so that they will understand that There are so many wonderful ladies out there in the kingdom, especially those that are believers. They should just go ahead.
Yes, if they are believers, if they are true believers, they will behave well. You know, if they are true believers. That's the right word, Pastor. You got it there. You know,
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. That was a wonderful one from Pastor Favor. That was wonderful. She experienced that. You know, what do you have to say?
Yeah, that is, I really liked her input because what she said is so true. It's like women who are educated or independent, they are very respectful and they really do have a good heart.
Most
And
of them, not all of them. Some
not
are,
all of them.
some are very nasty.
Yes, but I think you get that in everything, though, don't you? Even the women
Yeah.
who have none of those things, you
Yeah.
get that as well. And it's just such a shame that something that could be a blessing, because after all, Adam, Eve was there to be a helpmate to Adam. So if Eve was a helpmate to Adam, a woman who is able to be, a strong backbone for a man should be somebody of celebration, not something that could be seen as a risk or a threat to a man. And I really would like to know how and why is he a threat for a man to have a woman who is doing very well, like Sister Favor said. She has built a house, she's got her car because she's single. So what can she do?
The truth is that especially in Africa, some women respect their husbands only because the man is a breadwinner. The man buys things for them and gives them money. So if they can provide the money themselves, they may not be interested in a man.
Okay.
Many poor women today, if you give them money, they will feel they don't need a man. But what I've realized from this work I'm doing, from the experience I've garnered from this work, is that some women, when they are poor, would feel that when they make money, they don't need a man. But after making money, they will start looking for a man. Because money is not the ultimate. Everybody needs to have a companion, let me call it a spouse, especially somebody we end the life with, when the age is going, when you are becoming matured, becoming old, you need somebody to settle down with, and so even with the money, they will still require a spouse, But when they are poor, they will think that the only thing they need in a man is the money. That's what so many people think, So the behaviors of some women, make men believe that, it's all about money. So when they now see a rich one, they will feel that they won't have control over the rich one. And some also think that the rich woman is rich because of money she got from men. That's another side of it. That's another angle too. They feel that's because she's got, and she must have slept with men to become rich, or to even get the promotion. That's what some people think. But the truth is that we have many, many hardworking women, many hardworking women, many, and I happen to know that, that women are even more hardworking than most men,
Yes.
And it is a serious issue. It affects the marriage too. Many people are not happy in their marriage because of this same issue. Imagine a rich woman disobeying the husband. So the husband becomes very angry. For months, he's angry. He believes that it's because she's worthy. And that's why she disobeyed. But many poor women disobey their husbands too. And the husbands forgive them. But when a rich woman disobeys the husband, it becomes an issue. So that's why when a woman is worthy or worthier than her husband or richer than her husband, then it's essential that she should go out of her way to respect the husband. Even when she does not feel like, she just need to do that just for peace to reign.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is a big, big, especially for being in the 21st century. And also like in England, in the Western world, there's so many single women out there who are struggling to meet somebody. And the problem is that they feel that the men are not um stepping up.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do? You continue. So is it that they should prepare to spend the rest of their life on their own?
Yeah, you're right. I know a very beautiful woman who came down from England to Nigeria, and every man was scared of talking to her. She was in the university. No students talked to her. They liked her. She was very beautiful. But the ones who talked to her didn't talk to her as that they wanted to toast her. They talked to her as their madam or something. They were, you know, asking her, what can I do for you? Do you want me to go and buy something for you? They didn't see her as their mate. Everybody was scared of her. Everybody was scared of her. Remember in those days, they tried to, the rich men from Onitsha. Onitsha is a business place in Nigeria. You have many wealthy men, businessmen there, but they are not university graduates. But they're very wealthy. They have some big cars, some very beautiful sports cars. Some of them will come to the school. When they come to university, they want the most beautiful girl. So when they, sometimes some boys who have relationship with the girl, say, okay, let's call this girl. You will like this girl. They'll give the boys money. They'll go and beg the girl, please come and see this man. He wants to see you. When the girl comes out, when they see the girl, they'll give that good evening, man. They'll go and tell This is a true life story. I don't want to mention the name. True life story. Everybody was scared of the lady. She stayed years. No man, not that she wasn't beautiful. People were just scared of her beauty.
Wow.
Intimidated with her beauty, everything, her accent, everything. They were intimidated with everything about her. Finally, only one person picked up that courage. And she enjoyed her marriage. She had a fantastic marriage, So it's unfortunate, just like EJ said, some men are scared too to come up, to talk to a woman. They're intimidated because of a woman's position. So it's wrong to be intimidated if you're a man, you see a woman you like, you want to marry her. Even if she's richer than you, it doesn't matter. Even if she's more educated than you, it doesn't matter. Love doesn't know any language. It doesn't understand education. Love doesn't understand wealth. Is stronger than that. You go on and
I really like
women too should not be, too particular about class, because I think that if a man of a lower class marries a woman of a higher class, his status changes automatically. That's what I think. From the very first day, the old status becomes an old one, the former one, because he has married somebody of high class, So everything about him changes. He learns some mannerisms, the style of dressing changes. So many things will change. The way he sits down, the way he speaks, so many things will change. The way he eats, it will not change automatically. It may not be like the other ones who have been practicing that all along, but within a few years, everything will normalize. Nobody will know that the woman was richer. Now, unless, of course, they're not having a good marriage. But if they're having a good marriage, nobody will ever know. You won't even know who has the money in the house, because everybody will be fine, especially if the guy starts a business and the business is doing well. So, some very rich people have married, more educated people, one of the richest Africans, is a man called Kostaris in Nigeria. He didn't go to secondary school. He married a university graduate who was wealthier than him too. you know, and the lady's family, you know, they were against the marriage. So far, they didn't give them any time because they felt the guy was a gold digger. That was what they felt. But the guy, they didn't care. Even the girl, the lady forgot about the family and started staying with the man without any money. And the guy said he didn't need the money. And today he's a multi-billionaire. He shares this statement everywhere he goes. You know, he shares this. So he's a billionaire, you know, richer than the family that rejected him before. So, you know,
It sounds like the story of David then.
yeah, similar to the story of David. His name is Coach Charis. He's a Nigerian billionaire, you know. He's a very wealthy man, you know, and they're living happily because he shares the taste. But that's his message. That's his preaching. That's his message. And he speaks well. He speaks good English now, even though he didn't go to that formal education, but he has PhD holders, doctors working for him.
Yeah. Yes.
Doctors working for him, you know.
So then, would you then say that it's more about when a woman meets a man that she or he might be interested in, should she then like not show that she might be of a particular class, or what can she do? What is the practical steps she can take to give herself a better advantage in actually meeting someone that she will be happy to?
The best thing is for every woman to be humble, whether poor or wealthy. But a wealthy woman or a woman of high standard should go out of her way to be humble. You know, let the humility be shown. Let everybody know that she's humble. So it will give people the opportunity, and it will remove fear from men. Men will not be scared, and they will come close to marry, you know, to talk. So I'm scared of women because of the way the woman carries herself. So men are scared to talk to her. Men are scared. Men will be scared to talk to her.
So it seems like Sister Favor said earlier that she wanted to invest in land and things like that, but then she didn't do it because she was so scared. And I suppose in a way, it might be seen as lost opportunities. So, what about women who are interested in, like, are very business minded and entrepreneur and want to advance themselves and their lifestyle, but yet are not married? What advice can you give? Do they go ahead and continue to strive and build?
Yes, it's not proper that a woman making money should stop making money because she feels that if she continues making money, that she wouldn't get married. You know, there are so many poor women who are not married as well too. So it has nothing to do with that. But anyone who has the opportunity of having a good life should go on with it. You know, and but what I should counsel every woman that is doing well is to wear a garment of humility. The humility that will touch the floor, that everyone will know, everyone around her will know that she's humble. Because when a man sees a rich woman, what goes to his mind is that this is a proud woman. Okay. You know, that nobody can talk to. So, but when their humility is seen, not only will it give people the people have the leverage to talk to you, you know, they want to say, okay, she won't insult me if I talk to her, so they can come up and say, hello, can I? But when they see you, you know, having a serious face, squeezed face, they say, no, you can't talk to this guy. But when they see you smiling, they say, okay, I can talk to her. I say, hello, for wanting to talk to her. You know, many times, you know, men are always in search of an unmarried man is always in search of a woman. This is not an unmarried man can talk to 5 women the same day. You know, but he's scared of, you know, many men are scared of being refused or rejected. Many men are scared of that. So men can't take it, you know, being said, a woman telling them no, a woman insulting them. So they want to be careful. Can I talk to these ones when they say? So that's why I see a woman squeezing her face, a woman being too serious may not help her. You know, help her. And so when a woman is humble, you know, it's easier for a man to talk to her. It's easier. So men will not be scared of talking to her. They'll not be scared. I wish we have more people calling to tell us their own view, or ask questions, you know. So
Yeah.
the number is on the screen. Call the WhatsApp number. You can call on click on the link to join us in the studio. Let's talk about this. This is an important topic. We'll soon be rounding up, but we need you to participate, you know, so we'll get your own opinion before ending the program. So the number is on the screen. Just call it +447576554405. Or you can click on the link to connect to the studio. Let's share your opinion. You know, what's happening, and I can see a message from Good Luck. It says, can you read the message, please?
Yeah, most rich women are busy looking for rich men. Wow, the rich men are looking for poor women. My thoughts, you know.
and that's the truth, you know, especially in Africa. You know, most rich men want to marry. They're not interested in a rich woman. You know, they feel she knows what they know, so they're looking for somebody who's not as smart as them, you know. And unfortunately, the rich women are looking for someone richer than them, or someone in their category. So it's an issue. It's a serious issue. It's a serious issue. So I think that if a woman is worthy, you know, if she wants to marry a worthy person, then it becomes an issue, because men who are as worthy as her or worthier than her and still single are not many. Most men are not, especially in Africa. They're struggling. You know, they're not well educated. Some who are educated don't even have a job. You know, so they're struggling. So it becomes an issue. So if she now insists on marrying such a worthy man, then she has limited her chances of getting married, you know, to less than 1% or 2%.
Oh my goodness.
Probability, which is not good. But because the majority of men are not worthy, majority of men are not educated. They're not. They are not. And it's increasing day by day. If you go to schools, you have more females than male. You go to schools, universities, you know, go to masters, PhD, lecturers, everywhere, female. You don't see men there. So we have enough men to marry the women, but the men are not as educated as the women. So that means most women have to marry men that are richer than, men that are more educated than. If not, they may not find somebody, God forbid. Because we don't have enough rich men to marry every rich woman. We don't have enough educated men to marry every educated woman.
Oh, goodness me. This is
it's a bitter reality. You know, this topic is massive. It's massive. It's massive. It's massive. It's a bitter truth. So people need to bend. They need to just adjust and marry someone, then try to make her the best of him. If the lady is worthy, try to make him look good. Try to teach him some etiquette, and, you know, and that's what so many people are doing. Some wise women are doing. Because
doesn't it bring frustration into the relationship later?
Say that again?
Doesn't it bring frustration into the relationship later?
No. It's a two-way thing. If the man is a bad person, if he's not a true Christian, he may even, you know, get money and run away from the marriage, you know, eventually. But if he's a true Christian that has the fear of God, and the lady is sure the man is a true Christian, they will have a fantastic marriage. Very fantastic marriage. You know, and especially if the lady is humble. So what is the man looking for again? If he leaves the girl, who is he going to meet? You know, the most times is that some men actually have a mind to marry with the lady, but when they go into the marriage, they have issues. And anytime they have an issue, the man would feel that it's because she's worthy. So that will worsen it. That will worsen it in her mind, and eventually they will have more and more problems. Let's take this.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Pastor Chris. This is Patricia Wagner calling from the UK.
Okay, God bless you, Sister Patricia. Okay, so tell us.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Yes, I love today's topic. It's really amazing. Every time we have a new masterclass, we receive so much wisdom, so much valuable information, and tonight is really amazing. Sister Aja looks so wonderful. So I
Thank you.
want to ask, if you are a married woman and you are married to someone who is not encouraging you to pursue your career, your big dreams, because some of us have big dreams. We have things we want to accomplish in this world as women, and the person doesn't really care, doesn't encourage you, doesn't support you, and you feel that you are always alone, like you're always like aiming for your goals without having that man that you're married to encouraging you. So what would you say to a woman who feels down because she's not getting any kind of encouragement from the husband to pursue her career and to accomplish all the big things that she wants to accomplish in this world?
It's a serious question you've asked, Sister Patricia, and I have to be smart the way I answer so that I don't cause more problems in marriages.
Yes, Pastor. Yeah.
The truth is that there are some cases you see husbands supporting their wives in pursuing their careers, and in most cases, husbands do not. I've come to realize that every husband, every man can support the wife, but what determines that is how the wife, portrays the business or the career to the man. There are some people who don't have good relationship with their husband. For example, they always quarreling, and they always arguing, always quarreling, and because of that, if they want to start a business, the man will say, no, I don't want you to do this business, because they're not in good terms. So not that the man has anything against the business, but the man would feel they're not best of friends. So the man wouldn't support any good thing coming from her.
Wow.
Okay. Then another reason is if the lady, for example, started a project or a career without the man's blessings, without the man's consent, or the man's approval, the man may be angry and may want to prove to the woman that he's the man of the home and say, no, you're not going to do this. Or even if the woman does what she wants, he wouldn't support her. He wouldn't encourage her. He would pretend as if he doesn't even know the woman does that business unless she gets the approval. So what I encourage women to do is that you can go into any career you want to do, pursue your goal, but carry your husband along. And if he says no, which the tendency is there that he may refuse, how you live together, make him happy and beg him, he will accept. And once he accepts, he will give you his full support, 100% support, once he accepts. It's always better that a woman should carry the husband along. If not, there'll be so much issues of coming back late. Where are you coming from? What did you do? Who are you talking to? All those kind of issues. So many issues like that. So to avoid them, ensure you carry him along. And there's no man that cannot be carried along. Just if she
Wow.
says no, just relax. When he's happy, you continue beg him, he will accept. He will accept. Men are very easy to control, at least more than women. Men are not easy to control.
Really, how?
That's so interesting, Pastor. Again, so much wisdom from you, so much knowledge. That is always so blessed. So thank you so much for answering my question. I'm happy that I know the answer to that question now. And what I want to ask is, so would you then not recommend to a woman at all to go ahead without the man agreeing? So, like, if the man doesn't agree, is it better to beg him until he accepts?
Yes.
But
Because if the woman goes on, it may cause a problem in the marriage. It may cause a problem in the marriage. And some men will not even take it, tolerate it, that the woman will even try it. But some men will just keep quiet and just ignore her. But many men, especially the African men, will not tolerate it at all. It will lead to the end of the marriage.
So it almost sounds like sometimes it looks like the women can actually, or the man can feel like the woman is his opponent.
I have had my answer. I'm very blessed tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Pastor.
There's something that EJ, when somebody is connected, we can't hear you. So that's a this topic is inexhaustible. It's not something we can just exhaust like that, but we thank God for today. So any other, or do I round up? What do we do now? Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, no, I think it would be nice to round up with a really key takeaways for women who are single, and a key takeaway for women who are married on how they can actually, have a better opportunity to
You're talking more about women. What of men? You're not talking about men.
Yes, it would be wonderful.
It affects men as well. This affects men a lot. Some well-educated men are scared of marrying women that are not so as educated as them. And I think it's not an issue. I think it's not an issue, but so many people think, they feel they cannot flow in the same level. They cannot converse very well. But what makes people feel that? It's not because maybe the person cannot talk about international politics does not mean she cannot converse, or does not know about COVID does not mean he cannot converse. All those things are not. There's so many things to talk about. You're not getting married because you want somebody to talk about business deals with, or somebody to talk about the trade in New York City. No, you don't need all those things in your marriage. When you finish work, you come back home, you talk about family. You need somebody to talk about home, talk about kids, talk about yourself, talk about your health and all these things. And I don't think we learn those things. They are natural, they are inborn. They're inborn. Every woman can do that. Even if a woman cannot speak, even if a woman is dumb, she can still do that. She can still take care of a man, without speaking at all. How much more the problem is that she doesn't know how to speak well? No, all those things are not issues. It's because we don't understand marriage. People, we are missing it, in this era. People don't understand what marriage is really all about. If you understand that marriage is not about you, it's not about your spouse, but about the kingdom. And also understand that the educational quality of your spouse does not make your marriage better. It does not make you happier. It does not, even though that's what we like. We're not looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend. We're looking for a spouse that become one with. Just like you didn't choose your brother before he became your brother. Will you say your brother will cease to be your brother because he's not educated, or because your sister is not worthy, she's no longer your sister? This is, or because your daddy is poor, it's no longer your daddy. These things don't matter. If we should actually try to, the problem is that we try to change things so much. I don't know how we got the mentality. Maybe because we are Christians, we feel we can change so many things. We want to change everything. We want to change the way we look. We want to change everything. We want to change everything. Everything. We want to change everything. But in those days, people don't really bother themselves, about the choice of spouse, who comes, if they like the person a bit, they just marry and move on with life. Move on with life. But we think we are wise. At the end of the day, the people who just moved on with life, who just get married, are the wiser people. They are the wiser people. Because what we are searching for does not exist. Everybody has a picture, a very good picture. There's no girl that will tell you that he's looking for a poor man to marry. Nobody like that. Everybody wants a rich man, with a 3-pack, good looking. Nobody will say I want an ugly person. Nobody will say I want a poor person. Everybody, all the qualities are good qualities, both in men and women. So what of the other people who don't meet those qualities? Who are going to marry them? Are they not going to marry? You see the problem. So let's try to start taking things the way we see them, accepting life the way we see them. It will be easier for us. It will be easier. So when you meet somebody, even if you don't really love him so much, or it's not so handsome, but that person is a true Christian, then everything can work out fine. Then you can consider the person and move on. We're not marrying for what of King David that married King David that was given Paul's daughter, King Saul's daughter. The law was any person that will kill Goliath will marry King Saul's daughter, irrespective of his looks. Whether he's poor or rich, any person. In those days, now when a person wins a wrestling competition, he will marry the king's daughter. Wrestling competition. He married the king's daughter. But in these days, many things have changed. Many things have changed. And we think we are wise, but I don't think we are wise. I don't think so. The earlier we understand this, the better. So in conclusion, if you're not married as a lady, I encourage you, if you are wealthy or educated, your education should not be seen as a disadvantage, but please don't see it as one very big thing you've done that you're educated. It's normal. It's not abnormal. That now somebody is not educated in the university does not mean you are more educated than that person. It only means that you have more formal education than the person. That's what it means. That's what it means. And it doesn't also mean that you are smarter than the person. It doesn't mean that. So calm down, bring yourself that, calm down, don't see yourself that high, and try to show humility, so that people will know that you are humble. And it will be easier for you to marry. If not, your success may stand against you, and it's not a good thing. That's what is happening now. That's what is happening.
But what about also for those that it may not be education, but it might be that they're just great business women, and they're really ambitious and so it's like, because those things are also factors of women who are very beautiful, and men don't want to approach them because they're very beautiful. So it's all these things that hinders.
Yes. So the advice for such women who are not well educated but hardworking and wealthy is to be humble. So be humble to everybody, not only to men, to everybody. Because someone can introduce you to somebody else or can talk about it to some, or to even both women. A female can introduce the brother, to marry you. So just be humble. Let people know you're humble. Then go out of extra mile, out of your way to be humble, and it will be easier for you to marry. So that's the only thing that can eradicate that stumbling block, because it's standing like a stumbling block. Look at Pastor Favor with her testimony. She had to stop, resign from work. There's so many people doing that too. So in order not to stand at a stumbling block, ensure that you are very humble to everybody. Let people know about your humility. Go out of your way to be humble. The kind of humility that when you finish, when you get home, you'll be screaming, say, God, thank you for giving me the strength to do this. That's what you should be doing. And it will be easier for you to marry. And if you're a married woman, and you are a career woman, always ensure you carry your husband along and try to go out of your way to respect your husband, to be submissive, to be humble, so that he doesn't think it's because of your money or because of your education. So that way there will be peace. He will love you so much and he will not joke with you. No man wants to struggle in life. No man likes suffering. But if a man believes that a woman feels that she's worthy, he can prefer to be poor than being under the woman. So just control yourself and be calm, because you are worthy, you are hardworking. So you need to still be hardworking in your marriage too, not just in your career. And go out of your way to be humble. And if you're a man, don't be scared of a woman that has money. It's an advantage. It's not a disadvantage. It is an advantage because she will help you. If not for any other thing, she wouldn't be needing money from you. She can take care of herself, unless you want to give her a gift. And she can also help you too, So don't stress yourself. It doesn't make sense. You don't have, and you marry somebody that does not have, There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're a man, you don't have, and you marry a woman who has, then it's easier. It makes it easier. Okay? It makes it easier for you. Okay? So I encourage you to understand that, and don't let it bother you, whether money or no money, whether education or no education, whether a person is worthy or too worthy, it doesn't matter. Marry any person you like, as long as that person is a Christian, and everything can be worked out. And with this, we like to close the masterclass for today. And I appreciate every one of you that watched it, and encourage you to share the post. People should hear this teaching. This is a powerful topic, Share the message, comment, like the post, share the video. And I would like Sister AJ to talk to you before I pray and close the meeting. So what do you have to tell the viewers, please?
Well, it has been so powerful today, and we've got so much things to take away, both women and men. And I think one of the key takeaways, though there are many, is that women need to, be very respectful of the men, in their lives, and also to be very humble. And being humble can take different forms. I think it's also about showing acceptance, showing compassion, and also being a kind person to other people. I think when men see those things, they think, oh my goodness, she can be a good wife material.
Yes,
And for those who are wives, is about taking your husband along with you, listening to him, inviting him into the conversation, into your life, and encouraging him to go on that journey with you. So it's so many things. And for men, is also, I think, one of the things is actually to realize that, whether a woman is educated, if she's poor, rich, whichever one, you can have a good woman in both parties. So you can have a rich woman that is very humble, very respectful, with a very good heart. And equally, the same thing with a woman may not have all of those things. So don't judge a book by its cover. I think that's what is there. So feel bold to speak to women that might look very successful, because she can also be part of your destiny, just like David, Saul's daughter was to David. So, so I thank you so much to take away. I look so forward to seeing everybody again, and that we must do this again.
Yes. We have to. This is a serious topic. We just have to. Okay, thank you very much. I want to pray for you, everyone listening, for you to have stayed till this time. I decree and I declare that you'll be blessed this December in Jesus' name. It's our month of the 11th hour miracle, and I pray that you partake of the 11th hour miracle this month of December 2021 in Jesus' name. Your 2021 goals, you will still achieve all before the end of the year. The year has not ended. Continue believing, don't lose hope. Okay, the Bible says that a living dog is better than a dead lion. Don't lose hope. Continue believing, and the Lord will meet with you at the point of your need. In Jesus' name. God bless you. I love you. Don't forget, on Sunday, we'll have a Singles and Married Fellowship on this platform at 3 p.m. GMT +1. And throughout the week, I pray that you have amazing miracle and connect to listen to our 60 Seconds with the Marriage Prof every weekday. God bless you. I love you. And I speak to you soon.
Take
Bye.